right. Good afternoon, Kaitlyn. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for allowing me to record this portion of our interview. So I understand that you just graduated
Yeah.
from Bethune-Cookman. What was your major at Bethune?
Mass communications.
Okay, mass communication. So for marketing.
Yes.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about the jobs that you have held while you were a student.
So I did several things. So I was a social media intern for a internship called HPC First. It was a girl. Our name was Autumn, and she did it with her dad. And they pretty much just wanted to promote HBCUs and make sure people know about them and know funding because a lot of people really don't know about HBCUs or small HBCUs that are in their community that they could help and fund. I also did a public relations coordinator for the marching Wildcats at the marching band at our school. So I'm pretty much just, market them, make sure we had everything, social media posts, make sure we were all completed as a team so we could promote, the marching Wildcats. I also was a podcast host and founder of the Flower Pot Video Podcast. And it was a podcast with me and three other women. And we would just have topics about women based, feminine based, being a college student, anything around that area. And
Okay.
then also I was the activities chair for one of my organizations, and we pretty much just based our activities on the events going on during the week. I always make sure like our activities were trending and that people would come to them. So yeah, I did those.
Okay, great. And I see that congratulations, you've got Dean's List, President's List honoree, magna cum laude. So good for you. Like
Thank
good,
you.
really good student. That's a
Thank
big
you.
deal.
Thank you.
That translates well, of course, into a job, knowing that you can, meet deadlines, you can meet your tasks, you study, you are prepared. So tell me, since the position that you're applying for that we talked about is a marketing admin position, you are definitely light in the admin experience.
Yeah.
However, as a college student, you are using computer skills, you're taking classes and such. So tell me about some of the classes maybe that you took or some of the skills that you did at school that make you think you'd be a good admin support for a marketing manager.
Well, I did a little like kind of like admin work and computer working with our marching wildcats coordinator. So she pretty much held the documents for like what we're gonna eat, what we're gonna wear, where we're gonna go, how our itinerary is gonna set up that day. So I would help her do that type of stuff. And it was just like a little to know. I was just, come in whenever she needed me to help her and get everything that she needed to be done before we like have a big game or how many water bottles we need, what do we need to order. So I always like made sure to help her organize those things because it was like 300 of us. So it's like one woman can't do 300. Think about 300 students without a student. So I was trying
Okay.
to her, and then also I would like do uniforms, count the uniforms, make sure we have everything just set up for her. And then also I now took a class for computer skills. It was just that class was probably the hardest class, but it was the best class because I actually learned a lot with doing that class and how to be more technical on a computer base wise. So,
Which softwares are you proficient in?
Adobe, all Adobe.
Adobe. Okay. What about the Microsoft Office? A lot
Yes,
of people forget
Microsoft
about
Office. I
that.
like yes, Microsoft Office, all of those because my mom she actually introduced me to those because she works for the government, so she introduced me to those and how to work those. She would let me do little projects here and there for her, and I'll just be like, okay, because she wanted
Mhm.
me to be smart in that field as well. So I like
Sure,
yes.
absolutely. Okay, so Microsoft Office, Word, Excel. Okay, you've done your resume's got, of course, the Photoshop, the Adobe,
Yeah.
Canva. Were you making like flyers and such in those?
Yes, I would make tons of flowers. I'm still making flowers now for my sorority. I would still make flyers for them. Also for my job, I was a camp counselor, and we would have like different themes for the kids every week. So I would make a flyer each week for the kids, for their parents.
Mhm.
Like, oh yeah, we're doing this week, so they can, even though we give them like a schedule, it'll just like it's clear to the eyes to see like a flyer and then all the colors and things that we're doing. So it's just very more eye catching, and they'll be excited for the next week to come.
Okay. And so for this position, we really need somebody who has like a sense of urgency that knows, deadlines and such. Can you tell me about a time, maybe with one of your past roles that the urgency, like something, the time was of the essence and you were able to meet a deadline to make things happen?
So I know when I was an editor for our magazine, we always had a timeline at the end of like the month or the week. I don't remember. I think it was
Mhm.
the month. So we had to have 10 stories by the end of that month. And I will make sure I have my 10 because if not, she will affect that to your grade in her class. If you have a class with her, she will affect that grade if you didn't finish her paper that you needed. So I'll make sure I will attend to those deadlines so I can have my good grades in school.
Well, I'm guessing that you did attend to the deadlines
Yeah.
because of your grade point average. That is not easy to
No.
have and carry. So I'm glad that you mentioned about the newsletter. So the newsletter, I feel, being responsible for that, that's also going to translate a good skill set for good grammar, and good writing skills. So if you were to have to write a letter to a client, do you feel that that is within your skill set based on some of the work that you've done before?
Yes, I feel like I have to send 1,000 emails to my professor, my teacher, financial aid. I always had to be professional, and
Okay.
just got taught that you have to be professional based. They will always teach us like you had to be professional, ma'am, yes, ma'am, miss, Mister, Mrs. Like we would know each like intricate detail on how to send professionalism.
Okay. Sounds like you've definitely gotten a very good a baseline to enter the workforce.
Yeah.
Now, tell me a little bit about your availability. So, are you available Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5 p.m. for a full-time job?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you have reliable transportation?
Yes.
Okay. And what about anything that would impede you from going to work? Do you need to arrange childcare, elder care, care for anyone else?
No, just me.
Okay. All right, great. And then this position, of course, it's a very important position at the firm. You're not creating marketing materials, you're supporting.
Mhm.
And a lot of times in your career, you're going to find that sometimes those support positions are equally, if not sometimes even more important, because you are the one that is helping make everything happen. So attendance is incredibly important when it comes to a support position. Do you feel that you are available to go to work every day? Do you have any appointments or anything that are coming up or vacations that would impede your work schedule?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay, wonderful. All righty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the interview, but don't go anywhere. I've got a few more things to talk about, Miss Caitlin.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.